Tell me from your point of view, from the brilliant New Novation Academy, because that's I can recognize.
Thanks.
I saw on the photos, how you see sustainable aviation from your point of view, and what exactly changes for training for flight schools and academies from your perspective.
Well, in the flight training, the most of the rule, put it this way, rules that's applying and most of the concern is that's expenses, or training expenses, and the cost of the operation. Right? Especially in our region, where is the fuel, like aviation fuel, for example, like our 100 LL, it's not widely available. So we have to play smart. We have to find out how we can find the airplanes that reliable, certified, and can use the fuel that we have. It's either the Jet A or or more gas. So, for example, Novation Academy, we use the aircraft that's equipped with Rotax 912 IS, most of the sufficient engine in the market that's operated at lower operational cost, and I can use the MoGas or automotive fuel. So that's what you have that. Of course, the latest trend that everybody talking about and what everybody's saying that will happen tomorrow. Everybody said, well, we will have the aircraft that's electric power.
Yes.
Well, and we do have several models that's available on the market right now, but there is the two big concerns about it. Number one, it's a certification. Number one is a certification because not even I think the FAA, it's not sure at this time in the US how that it's supposed to be going. The EASA, same way. And we're not even talking to the local authorities here because they have no idea what is it. They will be following the EASA or FAA guideline, but at this time they have no idea.
So you don't have any, let's say, maybe their certification will come in 6 months, maybe in 1 year. No.
Yeah.
Really?
There is absolutely no the guideline. Plus, it's like, besides this, it will be certified. They have to have the requirements how to be certified and based on what, and also the maintenance program. We're facing our aircraft maintenance engineers that they have no idea how this thing is going to work. And also, it's like the same. It's big question everywhere, especially again for authorities, because our region again they will be lagging behind at least a couple of years. I will say it's not going to happen again overnight. I see a lot of companies that's starting advertising and then saying, well, we'll bring the electrical aircraft here, and we may be certified in EASA by 2027, started delivery in 2028, or something like that. And it's still under.
It's a big question.
I have no idea. Yeah.
I have another question. Let's say, will your students be ready to fly this electric aircraft? Because that's also a question. They are coming to be trained, but what is the level of acceptance of those new aircraft? Nobody really knows.
Well, I think, aerodynamically, it's still the same aircraft, except the, electrical eVTOLs or something like that. But if we're talking about the conventional aircraft, just electric power, it's pretty much the same aerodynamically. So the flying, it's not going to be much different than that. But the biggest question that will be infrastructure.
Yes.
And the bigger question, and I think, as a cadet, they probably ready. You know, I always say at Novation Academy, we try to change the approach for the training, because I've been in this industry for quite a long time, and I'm always saying now our cadets or our students, it's a Generation Z, and we try to, or most of the flight school try to train them based on a 1980 mentality.
Okay.
So you know, we're talking about the generation who's practically born with the smartphone on their hands. You know, so anything from delivery materials to training. So, you know, as the question, as they ready for it, I think they are. But is the airplane is ready to get the delivery? Like, especially, you know, the one thing, it's infrastructure. How do you going to charge it? What you going to do? How are you going to be maintaining? The second big question is at present stage, or stage of the, you know, the batteries and the life of the batteries, especially. I still not see it's a fully suitable for a training. And not because of, again, not because the flying thing, just because of the requirements. Like, I was talking to the one operator who tried to sell it at the Pipistrel Electra, nice airplane and everything. And I said, okay, well, how long is it going to take you to do a 10 touch and goes and recharge the battery and going again? So, and it's not going to fit it. We're not talking about even the requirements for like long navigation or long cross country where you have to go the 300 nautical miles. We're landing at two airports, different than the airport of your departure. It's not suited. Even to, you know, again, the regulation has to be changed for that, or somehow it should be bring it in. But for flight school, will it be practical? At this time, I think no. And probably have a couple of years to go for sure. Otherwise,
it means that you have to come together with regulators and manufacturers to really
absolutely
point out what are the topics to be solved here and now, to hopefully make the road to that sustainable training in some years. Because if we don't start now, I mean, I hardly see how you can solve these questions if each of us is staying just, you know, in the office. And you know that at this point, like it is now, it's not going to be the solution for the academy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, for example, even from, you know, from the if we're talking about the regulation, we're talking about a flight planning, just basic flight planning. Is at this point for the VFR day flight, we're supposed to have minimum of 30 minutes fuel reserve. Well, most of the aircraft that fly right now, they have a 45 minutes flying capacity.
So the regulation, as you say, there are issues to be with the regulation, how it will be solved, and when the solution will come. I mean, from your point, and your side is ready. Manufacturers are trying to propose what they have at this point on the market, and so there is a real need to adapt.
And hoping it's going to be improved within feasible future.
I mean, again, you know, the progress is something we need, but the point is that we need it now. So my question, what I'm asking nonstop, should we all come together now and do something? Because genius people are really developing a lot of different technologies, but sometimes your expertise is missing again, so they would be able to find solutions for flight schools, knowing what you need to do, how much fuel or electrical power they should get left, so you could train and make everything. I mean, let's talk together.
Yeah, it's good. It's again, it depends on what. I mean, right now, as you can see, almost every manufacturer, the aircraft manufacturers, especially small aircraft manufacturers, all go for this trend. Let's go electric, let's go with clean energy. But all the time we're coming back to one thing. It's like, okay, well, will it suitable for the flight training? Will it meet the program? And another thing, it's like, the cost of the battery, replacement of the battery. What's the regulation? Is that going to be 100 hours inspection as for regular engines? What will be service intervals?
Again, I have a question. Do you think airplanes like, for example, Ampere are proposing where it's, let's say, it's hybrid technology? Would it be a solution to make some steps toward the sustainable aviation? Because it's something in between of what we have now and the fully electric technology, which is not really certified. We can keep dreaming, but maybe this is the solution for now.
Probably. I will say that if we're looking for it, in the same progression as we have in the car industry, So you say before, let's say the Tesla come with a full range, fully electrical cars, there was hybrid cars, which has worked extremely well. Like in Cambodia, it's a lot of hybrid Toyotas going around it because it's like they love it, and it works well. So it's probably it's the way to go, but again, it's a lot of the unclear the question. Probably it can be done through the technologies that's available right now. It's for sure, but again, the question: how do we prepare the infrastructure for it? How do we prepare the regulation for it? Certification. Again, a lot of these countries that like to use this technology don't have power of certification to it. So everybody looking, okay, who's going to be first? How they going to do? Based on what? And they may be adapted. So it's one of the things. It will take the time again, but will it's? I mean, with what we have right now, I will say it's not yet ready for the market and for to be used as we speak, like right now. Even and it's not only for the flight training market, which is like we were involved. It's with the same with the commuters.
Yes.
Like for example, we have a lot of the airplanes that they will position themselves like, they will be great for the short commuters. Again, I'm talking about a fixed wing. I'm not talking about futuristics, vertical takeoff and landing and self-driving, self-flying.
Yes.
Just as something convenient, okay, which is, again, that's open. Will open another cans of germs right there. But even for the short flights and normal aircrafts, they will be available probably at least 5 years from now. What they predicted to be certified, it will be commercially available. But again, that has to be a lot of adjustments with infrastructure, charging service. Again, even if it's a legislators going with and say this, we're going to be, doing it at least 10% of it by next year. As you said, whatever they sign, it's not actually relative to the reality.
Yes. What do you think about hydrogen and the aircraft?
I'll be honest with you. I mean, we could see several aircrafts being retrofit with it, and it looks like it works. It working, but again, it needs to be getting in from the research stage. When you retrofit the older aircraft or the existing airframe with something for the hydrogen use, but then that's only in the research stage. When you like a proof of the technology, like one of this, a proof of the concept, proof of the technology. But when you got into the actual market and actual use, it has to get in the a big way to go. I mean, long way to go for it. Same. The number one is like for hydrogen, it's like, okay, what's required in terms of the infrastructure? Okay. How are they going to be compliant with the airport? Like for example, our airport, it's not even allowed regular gasoline vehicles on the ramp. Diesel only. Now it's we storage. I mean, how are they going to store that? How we can produce that? It's that's the big one.
That's why I'm asking questions, because on a slogan level, it's really looks very nice, but then when we come to practice and to the real life, there are a lot of questions that we need to discuss all together and do something, because just discuss it's perfect, but it's not going to help to solve those questions and let's say really move forward, because same question, sustainable aviation fuel, it's not really available everywhere. If your side of the world, how ready you are for the sustainable aviation fuel? Do you have it? Is it available? Do you have the production? I mean, what is the situation with the sustainable aviation fuel?
Yeah, it's exactly here now. Now again, it's like in this region we even have a problem to actually gain, let's say, aviation gasoline, 100 LL. It's a huge problem here. Jet A, well, that's available, but it's the same way. It's like very, especially in small airports. yeah, you gotta have a fuel contract, or you have a good supplier, and so. But it may be again, maybe some of those questions or some of this issue can be really easily addressed in Europe or in the United States, or but in Southeast Asia, it's going to be a quietly problem.
But do they follow, let's say, the willing to go for sustainable aviation, or they are not too much enthusiastic about that?
Well, again, most of the part of this world, I mean, most of the authorities is kind of follow
the main trend of the industry.
Yes, absolutely. So, if you have something happen in EASA, they will say, okay, well, we need to adopt this too. And at many times, they are simply copy and paste whatever is done there, and without knowing how to practically to implement. And can we implement, actually? It's always a big question. But it's, again, some of the main authorities, all the aviation authorities here, they're looking at in perspective of, will it certify up there? Then we adopted the rules. They cannot make the rules. They adopting whatever the trend. Of course, the trend worldwide right now, it's like, oh yes, let's go with sustainable fuel. Let's do that. Let's do that. But I guess it's all down to what will be a cost to the implement? Will it help? Will it really practical? And etc. You know, then again, most of the technologies right now, they are not practically applying for, you know, for real world, like on this one, the real world situation. And again, you know, that's like, it's a lot of the companies calling us and said, well, will we producing the electrical aircraft, or, you know, hydrogen or something like that? Will you be interested in? We said, sure. Can you show us what it is? Oh, well, we in development stage, etc., etc. It's like, okay, well, then, you know, the electric aircraft. I said, yeah, we have one. It's fine. Yes, it's fine. Okay, can we run? Let's say we take our syllabus, our daily syllabus or daily schedule, and can we run side by side
and see what is better?
Can we compare it? And then usually it's all stop at this level. They said, oh, you can't compare this to the regular aircraft. Well, and it's like, okay, well, you asked me to pay twice more for, you know, price of the regular aircraft. You said it's going to be cheaper to operate, you know, like almost like a, you know, couple of cents, almost like $3 per hour, etc., etc. But I'm only can fit like 3 short flights in my, you know, whatever I will be doing in 6 hours. I only can fit the 3 short flights, like, you know, 30 minutes flight, and then I have to recharge the batteries, replace the batteries, or whatever it is. Same, like a big question for, again, if we're returning back to the certification, it's like, well, some of them said you will replace the battery, but is according to our certification standards and everything, if we replace the battery, is that considered refueling, or we swap the part? So should we fill it out a special maintenance form?
I can with you.
It's so I wouldn't be like, oh yes, absolutely, way more the questions than the answers. There's
to conclude, what would help you to look forward and consider many options? Very concrete thing. Do you need legislators to take some decision? What do you need from manufacturers to see the way to go for sustainable operations? Do you need something really now? And what would it be?
Oh, probably, again, the technology that's kind of not there yet for real life practical application. That's number one. Which I think is maybe for legislators, it's actually will be probably going to be the best way if they work in the same, you know, at the same pace. Because maybe they can come in with a new technology that's ready, but as always, you know, any regulation will be followed behind.
So maybe it's let's call it a work group where actually operators and let's say real life people are coming together with manufacturers and legislators.
Yes, absolutely. That's the biggest one, because in my understanding, sometimes they both two parties, or you know, and the end users, they most of the time they're not on the same level of interest, or not on the same group. So wherever they try to sign the legislation, it's usually different from where technology available, and of course it's different from practical application. So it will be nice to have all the 3 parties together.
We will try to do that, at least to spread the message. Last question. If your colleagues will not agree with something, are you ready to discuss with them?
Absolutely, absolutely. Always open for discussion. I think it's more discussion we have,
we will find the
more
truth.
opinions. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It was the same. I'd like. It's something that's new for everybody. I mean, we don't have the expert that will be coming and said, "Okay, I know what to do and I know how," and you have no idea or clue what you're talking about. We all learn. And I'm glad. I'm always again, if we're talking about the flight training industry, if new technology will be implemented, I'm the first person who come in there, show me how. Show me how. Can I do it? How does this affect? Will it help to save on operational cost, which is again connected to, will it make more affordable for the students, for new pilots to become a pilot? Okay, great, I'm on it. Will it save my operational cost? I'm on it. Will it address, future, or not the future, coming pilot shortage? If they do, I'm the first one who's
I think there will be a lot of questions and discussion on that one. So once we start, get ready to answer some questions and discuss with some colleagues.
Oh, great. That will be great. I'm always looking for it.
Perfect. Thank you very much. We'll keep you posted and get ready for a lot more questions.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Thanks, Tatiana.
And we will